I'm Garrett Brummel, and I'm going to show you how to survive in the wilderness and make fire using primitive fire making skills. So what I have here is a bow drill set. I'm going to show how to make fire just using friction. There's about 4 main parts to the set. There's the fireboard, which is where you cut holes, and it's the base for your spindle. It's kind of like what you drill into, I guess. Second part is your spindle. Used of the same type of wood as this. These are both sage. Cottonwood also works really good for making these fires. And so you have the spindle, the fireboard, your top rock, which is the thing that you use to apply down pressure to the spindle so you can push down on it. And then fourth part is the bow, which is what creates it, makes it spin and allows it to get enough friction to get the heat strong enough to make it oxidize and then burn. Starting off, you should cut it. What this here is some dried grass, pine needles, just little bits of wood shavings. You can use the little shavings when you carve your spindle out. You can use those to help make this together. What this is called is a nest. When you make your fire with the fireboard, you're going to have a little ember, and you need to have a really dry spot to put that ember in the beginning. And this is what is going to catch the ember and then make it burst into flame afterwards. So you make sure they have the driest possible things you have. And then what I have right here is some sawdust I found underneath a log. This isn't homemade, this is termite made. Stuff is very powdery, and what we call this is fines. And in order to help catch the ember when you start off, you want to have some fines sprinkled in the very center, because it'll help the ember grow, and then as it grows it'll be able to burn the bigger things like the grass and the pine needles. So just make sure you have a really dry setting like this. Have it kind of compressed together so that the ember doesn't blow apart. Nest made. I'm going to go around and look for small twigs that can burn easily, and then some other smaller logs, because as soon as I get it going, I'm not going to want to run around trying to find pieces for it, otherwise the fire might go out before. So the best stuff to use is just these little twigs like this. You can find them pretty much everywhere around here. Under trees work best. You want to have your fine things, and then you want to end up getting a little bit bigger pieces, and then have a kind of a stockpile of small and big pieces right next to your fire, so that as soon as you have it going, you can just build it up right away. I have all my things assembled here. I'm ready to start making the actual ember itself. So I'm going to start off, put one knee down, put my foot on the fireboard to keep it steady, and you're going to want to be fairly close to the hole that you're using. Take your spindle, twist it in the bowstring so it's tight. You want it to be tight but not too tight, and make sure that it won't slip when you're spinning it. Take your top rock, which has the hole in the top, perfect for the little notch on the top of your spindle, so that and this one I put sap in. I heat it up so that it's smooth and won't cause very much friction, so when I push down, the most of the friction will be between the spindle and the fireboard and not on the top. Into the socket in the fireboard, and I have a trench cut in the fireboard so that the punk which will be produced, which is black kind of sawdust type stuff that comes off when you bow drill, and that's what's going to become the ember. And I have a trench cut so that all that can escape and form and oxidize, get enough oxygen so it can burn. I'm gonna put the spindle in the hole, top rock on top, and then I'm gonna get my foot very close and lock my ankle, lock my wrist onto my ankle right here so that I can provide support so my hand doesn't shake around while I do this. You want to start off slowly with long bow strokes. Try and keep your bow even and press down on the top rock. And then as you get some smoke, just start going faster. Now what I have here is an ember. If you look closely, you can see right there how the punk has built up and has ignited because it got hot enough. Alright, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to place the ember into the nest I made for it. I'm going to add a little bit more fines. I kind of lost some of the ones I had in there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to brush the ember into the nest. Get as much of the punk in there as I can. And then what I do is I press down, kind of creating a little hole for it to breathe so that I can press it together so more of the twigs will ignite. When you're blowing up an ember, you want to take your time slowly, keep your head to the side and blow so the smoke doesn't come back in your face, and do long, slow breaths, not short, hard ones. Now that I have the fire made with the nest, I put some of the twigs that I found on top. Continue blowing. And as those start to catch, you start putting other twigs on, some of the larger ones, so that they'll catch faster. And then from there, what would happen is you just continue to stoke it, continue to put more wood on the fire, and just build it up until it got bigger. And that's about it.